In today's video, I'm going to share with you what are those cleaners that I prepare to clean my whole entire house. Hello guys, welcome back. For today's video, I wanted to gather all of the things in one video that I like to use to clean my home, which is an all natural homemade cleaners that are easier on our budget and it's much better for our health. So I try to keep everything very simple as possible. So I'm going to share with you other options as well, but also I'm going to share what I like to keep as a simplified cleaning. They are all eco-friendly and it's just biodegradable and very easy to make. So my number one that I shared a lot of times, but now here's this video where I gather all of them so you guys can easily locate it and look it up as if you need the recipe. So that would be the all-purpose cleaner, and this is the most simple as it can be. It only has some water and a little bit of a dish soap and some essential oils. Now with the essential oils, back then when I started this cleaning with this all homemade cleaners, it wasn't that many things available and I had to eliminate all the fragrances. I kind of missed the good smell of the cleaners, but once I was introduced to the essential oils, it was something that made it special again. It's just really nice once you finish with the cleaning or during the cleaning, or even if you diffuse something, it can totally change the mood. So I like to clean with this is just one of them, the tangerine. I love this very much because it gives a fresh scent, but there are tons of them, and like this one it's a strawberry one, and this is probably something I wouldn't diffuse even if it's organic. This is organic, but still I think it's I'm not sure how they made it into essential oil. I think it's perfect for cleaning where I'm just enjoying it for a shorter term. It's not like I'm diffusing it all day. So I'm having a lot more fun with this type of oils. I guess strawberry, raspberry, mango, endless possibilities, and I will have all of them linked and down below in the description box for you if you want to find it. They are very inexpensive. So that's something that lasts a long time, and you can play around that and just set the mood as you clean. You can change it to the seasons. So that would be the all-purpose cleaner that I use on all of the surface that I have except the windows and the mirrors. For that I have a different mixture, and to tell them apart, I have this one as the all-purpose cleaner, and for the glass cleaner I just have this little ribbon on it, so that way I see it immediately from far away that which one is which. And the other thing is, make sure I like to use a glass jar, because as I use essential oils, they can dissolve all kinds of harmful things from the plastic. And yes, the tube is still plastic that goes down, but at least the jar is a glass one. And so for the glass cleaner I like to use 50% of vinegar and 50% of water. And the reason I like to use that, because it's healthier for my lungs. If you want a really squeaky clean cleaner, and it still works really good, but I think it's even better if you use 50% of rubbing alcohol and 50% of water, and that can disinfect surfaces also as well. But I like to use this more of like on the outside of the window because of the smell, so that can cause neurological problems if you breathe it in. So that is something to keep in mind. It's natural, but it's not the healthiest. So I like the vinegar for that reason, but I know some people don't like the smell of it, so you can try the rubbing alcohol that way. The other cleaner that I like to use, and you can see I haven't used that many, it's very condensed. It's called the salts. I'm not sure if I pronounce it well, but this is something that is very condensed and just and it's biodegradable. And sometimes I put from this one into my all-purpose cleaner. If I'm being lazy, I'm just putting some dish soap in there, and that works just fine. Okay, to reuse any orange peels, I like to soak them either in vinegar, so you can dilute them and use them as an all-purpose cleaner. The other one that is a staple is when I mix 50% of dish soap with 50% of vinegar, and I don't like to use plastic, but for that mix. I like to use this plastic one. This is off of Amazon as well, because I can squeeze it, so it's very easy to get it out. And I keep this in the shower, so it's safer than the glass one. So that way when I'm taking a shower, I can just quickly just wash it and scrub it. If you have a glass door that has so many water built up and soap scum, you're going to be surprised what I use for cleaning, but that is ashes from my fireplace. And it works amazing. So first I got a comment when I tried to clean my fireplace glass door, and it was really difficult. It was just burned on smoke. But somebody commented, thank you for that comment, that I can use ashes, and it was like a miracle. It cleaned it so nicely, and that's when I started to think about what else I clean with that, because it just cleans amazing. There's a shower door that it's not looking good and I tried it and it worked amazing. So I keep a jar of that too. So I do this about every second or third month when I scrub with that. Otherwise I just use the dish soap and the vinegar mix. That will take care of it, but if I want a deeper cleaning, I use that one. Also, if you want to scrub like a sink or a pot, it's just endless possibilities to use the baking soda, and I like to mix them with some type of oil. And there's an amazing book. I really like this book. It has so many great suggestions and recipes in there, but also the reason I really like to keep this, because it talks about all the basics of the oils, what you can use for, which oil is good for what. So citronella is good for insect repellent, lime air freshener, lemon antifungal, antiseptic, anti-infective, antiviral, and so on. So there's so many great informations that it just explains all the basics. You can get more information there in this book. And so I like to mix that because the baking soda has an amazing scrubbing effect without doing the hard work. But also if you add some oil to it, the oil, it basically works, if you have a gunk somewhere, oil dissolves oil. So if you have a hard gunk that is stick to somewhere, either on the cooktop or in the sink or on the pot, oil dissolves oils. Just keep this in mind, and that will help you to scrub off all those old dirt. Also, I have this recipe. It smells strawberry. You just want to eat it. It's so good. So I got this salsas in there, and I have some coconut oil, because again it's an oil, it's a fractionated coconut oil, and baking soda, and then some kind of oil that you like. I picked the strawberry one because I just really like the smell of it. So I mixed that on the spring, and I still have some, and it's plenty. If I have a ceramic pot that I get burned on something, this works amazing. It's immediately gently scrubs it off, so I really like it. Also, if you have some kind of a gunky thing on the jar that you want to remove, just this inexpensive oil will do it. So I don't buy the organic and most expensive oils for cleaning. So the higher quality, something that I like to use is in the diffuser, because you breathe it in for a longer period of time. But this one, it's totally fine. It's still a good brand though. It's really good. So it's nothing wrong with that, but it's definitely cheaper. Okay, for next, I want to talk about the rags that I use. And before that, I want to address the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. So this is something that is not the most environment friendly, because as you use them, it's just a little itty bitty pieces goes into the water. So it's not the best. It's still gonna exist. It's just in a little itty bitty form. But I use this occasionally, very rare when I have to, but there are certain surfaces when I really have to reach for that, and that would if I get a stain on my quartz countertop, because it's a light color, so it's something stains it, that can help really nicely. And also on my cooktop I can use that, so it lasts a long time for me, because I just use it on the surfaces where I cannot really get it off with anything else. The other thing that I think I saved a lot of money and it's more eco-friendly is this rag. It's made from bamboo fiber and it's infused with some charcoal, and I think it has some cotton in there as well, but it's infused with charcoal. So what it does, first of all, it's super soft and it absorbs so much. Like, I can't even emphasize to you, it's amazing. But also it doesn't hold on to the smell because of the infused charcoal. So it doesn't smell stinky and it just lasts longer. The only thing, never put it into a washing machine because it can fall apart easily then. But mine this is for the bathroom. I've been using this for a year and a half and it's still holding up strong. And what I can do with that, I like to use my vinegar and dish soap mix, and I use something to scrub it, which I will show you. So once I scrub the surface, I just use this one to wipe off the bubbly water. So for scrubbing, I use this on two places: in my bathroom, in the sink, and in the tub. And the other surface would be the sink. So I got two different patterns. I got a tons of different patterns, but obviously I keep them separate. So one is for the kitchen, one is for the bathroom. So basically this is a thing, and I have this in my Amazon store, that it's just a long strip and that's supposed to be washing your back. So it's not even for washing dishes, but I use this to wash dishes as well. So you can cut it in 3 pieces or 2. It's a see-through material, and what I love about this one is that it lasts for a very long time. So I used to buy those sponges that's supposed to be more eco-friendly, all natural fibers, and to tell you the truth, they were done in a week. Like, I cook a lot, so I need to wash a lot of pots and pans, and they were just like, they had holes in a week. So with this one, it's good for long months. Like, I can't really recall when I started to use the last one that I have, but it's been long months. I think it was at the beginning of the spring, and it still holds up very nicely. So it just lasts a longer time, and it doesn't hold that much bacteria because it's a very super light fabric. I mean, it's a synthetic one, so it's not cotton, but it's a see-through one, and it just dries very quickly. Okay, so I have one of these for the bathroom and I have one for the kitchen. So it's amazing to clean the countertop. So besides that, I have one very special that I use on the window. So first I just use a regular one, and then I use the Willada one that is from Europe. So I'm not sure if it's available here, but I'm pretty sure there's something other that is a similar thing that doesn't leave lint on the window and on the mirror. So for the rest, to just generally cleaning anything else, I bought these very simple cotton ones, and I know a lot of people like to use the Norwex or any other microfiber ones. I prefer to have a cotton one. That's the only one thing that is not cotton, but it's a really good scrubber. I can really clean these. And I have these. Okay, there are 2 sources where I got these from. So these white ones is actually from Home Depot, but don't look for where the cleaning supplies are. They don't have good ones, just a few of them there. The good stuff is where they are selling all the painter supplies. So they have like big bags of rags that you can use for multiple uses, and then this was one of them, this cotton one, so I choose that one. The other one, this is something I ordered from Amazon, and I ordered because of the texture. I really like it. It's kind of like very fluffy and it can absorb a lot, and this is cotton as well. So one of the reasons I like the cotton one, because I can throughout clean them and sanitize them, boiling them in water with some baking soda. So once I'm done with the cleaning, so I shake as much as I can outside if it's really dirty, like it's got the lint and everything, and then I just rinse them out by hand. and I wash them a little bit with some dish soap, and then I put them into a pot and just let them shimmer there with some baking powder for a while, like about 20 minutes or so, and then I wash them by hand very quickly. So at this point it's clean enough that I'm able to put it into the washing machine with something else. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about the laundry. So this is that I like to use, and I got this giant one on the Prime Day. So I have a list what I use, and if there's a Prime Day that it's coming up, which is won't be for a long time, but you can gather them for next year. So I buy a bigger amount, like this one. It's called the Charlie's soap, and it is non-toxic. It's super safe to use. I remember I started to use that to wash the diapers of my boys. They are teenager now, so it's been a long time, and I stick with that because I don't need to find and try a new one, because this one works for me so well. So I really like that. Additionally, I like to use some OxiClean with the whites, and also I soak the whites. There's a button on my washing machine, I can just push that it's pre-soak. And before that, when I had a very simple washing machine that you just twist the buttons, basically I turned on to have the water in there, and then I pulled out the button. Basically you shut it off for a while, and that's how I soaked that, and I just turned back on after 40 minutes or so. For fabric softener, I don't use anything. We don't miss the very strong scent, because the fabric softener has so many things in there why you feel the smell of it. One of the chemicals is that the smell will stay there, so they make it bond there, the smell, and that's basically what it does to your lungs. It's really just stays in there. And so once we went this fragrance free, we become more sensitive to smells, so we can feel smells that we didn't feel before. We don't have a need to feel something that is very strong. As for dryer sheet, I just like to use wool balls because they speed up the drying process, and it helps a little bit with the statics. But honestly, I didn't find that it's hugely helping with the static in the clothing, but we try not to buy anything that is not natural fabric, so maybe that's why it's not an issue for me, because we don't generally buy those materials. We like to buy cotton or linen. And then for the dishes, I just find something that I tried that and I compared with other ones. I really like the convenience of the powder form when it's in the pod, so not the liquid one, so these ones. But it's really hard to find something that cleans very nicely, and also it's biodegradable, because we have a septic system, and otherwise we still like to use the biodegradable ones. And I just find this one, and this is from Amazon, and the way I find that, I usually go to a store to buy. I have to drive farther to find something with more options, and still sometimes they're out of stock. So that led me to order some, and I'm so glad I did, because I got this, what is it called? Drops, but I don't really see the brand name. I don't really see the brand name, but it's in my Amazon store because I ordered it off of Amazon, and I just really love the way they packaged. It's all paper. The pods are in there. They are very small, so it's surprisingly smaller than usually what I have seen. And I ordered the lemon ones, and I have to tell you, it works really nicely. I'm really satisfied with this one, so I think I'm going to stick with that in the future, because the other ones that I use, it was working fine, but I find this one is actually even better than my previous, which I don't remember the brand of it what I used before. But if you're looking for a good one, this one, to me at least, it works really nice. To clean the floor, you guys know I love my dry mop. It picks up all the fine dust, so that's something I will never let go, because I just really love it, how quickly, effectively and quietly works. And also I can get under the bed. It's a little bit harder to clean with the vacuum cleaner under the bed, And even though I have a function where I can go under the bed, but still if there's an even more flat earth surface like under the couch, it's definitely a huge help, and basically just gets the job done very quickly and quietly. Use my vacuum cleaner to vacuum off all the dust, so that way basically I just reset and I can use it again instead of having those disposable ones. Basically once I vacuum, I'm back to a clean one again. For a vacuum cleaner, I purchased a new one because my old one was 17 years old on the last leg and it kept stopped working. So that was a huge change for me to go one wireless, but also it's just a different setup because I have a sensitive neck and shoulder, and I wasn't sure if I can handle that. And surprisingly, it wasn't as heavy as I thought it will, because as I ordered online, it wasn't really something I could try like in the store and see. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on that. So time will tell how I choose this vacuum cleaner, but so far it's really good. I've been having this vacuum cleaner for months now and I see no issue with that. It vacuums very nicely. I don't have cats or dogs, so I can't give you a feedback on that, how does it clean that particular dirt or hair, but I got 2 boys, so that's kind of similar. So I really like it, and the reason my floors are cleaner now is because it's less hassle to use. I really like the fact that I can just make it to stand up, so I can leave it anywhere like next to the wall, so it's very convenient, and I just step on it and I can just start to vacuum. There's no plug-in required, there's no bag that I need to replace. So far I think the convenience in my case, it's very helpful, and it's just encouraging me to clean that way more often and not procrastinate, because it's just the easier, more simple use. And to clean the floors, I used to have the Libman. I still swear by that. Most effective way to clean the floor. I think that cleans the best, and then at the same time I can clean the baseboards around the house, so it's really nice. But here's the downside of it: you need a bucket of water, you have to fill it up, you have to pour it out, and I know it's not a biggie, but it's still another step that I had to take. So I felt like, oh, okay, I'm going to mop the floor when I mop here, so I find more excuse to put it off. So I have the steam mop that I bought, I think I got it end of February or something like that. So it's been, and now it's August, so it's been a quite few months. So I like the fact I just plug it in, the water is already in there, and I love that I don't have to use anything else. It's just the hot water and it sanitizes the floor, and then also it's just an easier way to clean. The downside of it, I have to have a very, very lint free floor to be able to clean it, or I have to vacuum it again if it leaves something here and there. But we don't go for perfection. I'm just going to have a decent clean floor. Now you guys probably don't see this on the video. I mean, just grab your camera and check how your floor looks like on camera. It looks way cleaner. So when I do the close-up, that's when people are kind of like, oh yeah, it's dirty. So what I experienced, my floor got messier having an island on the middle. I would never change it because I love the island. It's really neat and nice. But that's the downside of it. The floor gets more messy that way than when I had just the L-shaped kitchen. This is the reason I got the steam mop. It's just easier, it's more simple to clean that way, and most of the time this is the area that I need to clean more often than any other areas in the kitchen, in the house. So it's very helpful, and I love that I don't have to scrub because the steam helps to pick up the dirt. Also, I love my aprons. Those are all in the Amazon store, so I have it down below in the links. And aprons are for the reason they protecting your clothes, and also they have pockets, so I can put things in there. I just love pockets. They are very useful, so I love my aprons. Oh, actually I almost forgot. There's another thing that I like to use to clean with, or more like just handling the cleaning part after I clean that. that would be the fractionated coconut oil, and that is for the stainless steel refrigerator and dishwasher that I have. So once I clean the refrigerator and the dishwasher and then I wipe them dry, then I apply that fractionated coconut oil and I let it sit there for a few minutes. Then I go over with a dry towel and rub it through to make it dry. Make sure that all the excess oil, I just wipe them off. So that makes it really clean, and it helps to hide all the fingerprints, and in the long term it just keeps it clean for a longer time and no any other special cleaners needed. The other thing that I like to use is just a fresh lemon and salt, especially if I'm taking care of my cutting boards. I sprinkle a little bit of salt and I cut a lemon in half and I just use it in my drink. So once I got all the juice out of it, I just use that one, this half lemon, just to scrub the salt over the cutting board. So once it's perfectly dry, then I put some fractionated coconut oil over it and let it soak for 24 hours. And then I wipe off all the excess oil. To do the dusting, or more like removing the cobwebs, so I have this duster and I like to use the all-purpose cleaner, and basically I just spray it on a little bit, so that way when I do this dusting it doesn't fly all over the place. So that would be it for today. I really hope that gathered all the information that you needed. Let me know if you have any other questions about cleaning, what you like to know, how I clean it with an all-natural cleaner. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Okay, right before we jump into the bloopers, I want to give you a little bit of an explanation what I was struggling with. So in the Hungarian letters, we have very similar, yet we pronounce it very differently. So if I read the English words the Hungarian way, the rag, if I read that, it says rug. So basically it gives you the different spelling, the R-U-G, but to me the R-A-G gives me the rag in English but rug in Hungarian. So that's totally messing up my mind for a few seconds. After a while I can make up my mind, but you can see my struggle. Rag, rug, rags, rugs. And I never leave the kitchen, otherwise it will bubble out, will bubble out, will bubble out. Rag, rug, rug, rag. A bigger rag, rug, rag. A cleaning rags, rag, rug, rugs, rag, rags. We started to feel more of the smell. No.